Guys, welcome to our new moon in Aquarius. We have the sun and the moon lining up at the same degrees in the sign of Aquarius today, actually late overnight last night, giving us our new moon in Aquarius. And you know what? In a lot of ways, this lunar cycle, this new moon in Aquarius that we are entering now is likely to sort of be like a microcosm of this entire year that we've been experiencing. Things that we have been awakening to all year, things that we have been working to break away from all year, and the internal authenticity that we have been remembering and aligning ourselves to all year is really highlighted and coming to a fruition this cycle. And universe is asking us to fly. We have our wings and we are learning to use them this cycle. It's time to fly, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Tuesday, February 1st. Welcome to February 2022. My name is Aubrey and this is the astrology of the new moon in Aquarius. So let's go over the basics of the chart just to get that out of the way. First of all, this is happening February 1st, like I said, 2022. It is happening at exactly 12 degrees and 20 minutes of the sign of Aquarius. The new moon will be in a conjunction to Saturn, a square to Uranus. Simultaneously, we also have Mercury retrograde in a conjunction to Pluto. We also have Venus and Mars coming into a conjunction in Capricorn. And that Venus and Mars in Capricorn is also forming a trine to Uranus at this point in time, and also a square to Chiron. So there's a lot of energy infused in that combination of planets. We also have the North Node, you guys, in a trine to Pluto right now as well. And this is telling us that this cycle, the transformations that go on this cycle, are really aligning us with the path forward. So let's jump into the report. Let's talk about everything that's going on. First off, let me say, as part of my astrology, part of the work that I do, I look at the Sabian Symbols. For those of you who are unaware of what the Sabian Symbols are, what they are is a group of symbols that describes each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Whenever we have a planet at a specific degree, making an aspect, discharging that degree, we can look to the symbol and it just gives us like an extra layer of information or clarity or understanding in terms of what this aspect is actually doing for us in terms of the grand unfolding astrological drama, astrological saga story that is constantly and perpetually carrying us through time and space. And if you've been following my work all year, you know this year has been a very fundamental year in our trajectory into the age of Aquarius, the shift of the ages. And this month is another very crucial part in that process. So I'm going to be talking about the Sabian Symbols as I go through this report as well. And so I want to just get that out of the way and explain what those are at the beginning so that when I start talking about them, you know what I'm talking about. And one more thing to note, because I read the Sabian Symbols, when we're reading Sabian Symbols, we always round up a degree because energy really moves in waves. And so it's sort of like by the time that a degree is being discharged, it's already energetically picking up on like the tones and the frequencies and the undercurrents of the next wave of energy, the next degree that's coming in. So it makes more sense to analyze the energy that is like coming in and that is beginning to express instead of the energy that is waning out. And so because I read the Sabian Symbols, when I talk about the degree placement today, I'm going to be rounding up a degree. So if you're looking at the chart alongside of this report, that is why, you know, there may be a slight degree discrepancy because I am rounding up when I analyze these energetics because I'm also reading the Sabian Symbols. So that out of the way, now let's jump into the report. First of all, like I said, this new moon is occurring within a very close conjunction to Saturn and also a square to Uranus, reactivating the Saturn-Uranus square that we have had in play all year long. And this specific aspect, having been in play all year long, is really the primary aspect that has been helping to transition and helping us break through into the age of Aquarius, the shift of the ages that is ongoing right now. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense because Saturn is the original ruler of Aquarius. Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. Saturn has been in Aquarius making this square, and Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus, which is about cultivating authentic creative potential. Okay, so both rulers of Aquarius have been in a square aspect with each other. Squares push for like an evolutionary breakthrough. They create tension, they create friction, they create conflict, but it's for the purpose of resolving and evolving into a higher form of resolution in some way or another. And all year long, because of retrograde processes, we've had both of these two big outer planets who both rule Aquarius making this aspect to each other, breaking us through, helping to evolve us into these incoming Aquarian energetics. And like I said, Saturn also having been in the sign of Aquarius while this is going on is also, adding more emphasis on the fact that these planets have been doing this for us this year. And that is also the reason why we've experienced so many crazy life-changing events and occurrences that have been happening, so many things falling away, so many just like monumental changes going on, because we are in a process of getting shooken out of the old paradigm and being prepared energetically, vibrationally to align with these incoming frequencies. And again, this specific Aquarius lunar cycle is really giving us like a window of time to experience this new world in a more immersive way than we have up until this point of time because of all this emphasis on Aquarius. But again, this square between Saturn and Uranus is still active for this cycle. And now we have the sun in Aquarius, in the conjunction to Saturn in Aquarius, forming the square to Uranus, ruler of Aquarius, in Taurus, while the moon is also in Aquarius. And it is really bringing up all of these Saturn-Uranus square themes that we have been dealing with all year. So again, this month is likely to be like somewhat of a microcosm of the whole year that we've been experiencing. This new moon is bringing awakening, change, rebellion, self-empowerment, and it's emphasizing the energy that has been working all year to break us free from situations that are hindering our authentic growth, our authentic development, our authentic potential, and as a result, our authentic fulfillment. We may find ourselves, you guys, a shift of the ages is not a smooth and easy process. Birthing something is not a smooth and easy process. Both of those are what we are engaged in at this moment of time and moving forward. We may find ourselves facing difficult situations as we have this year, but again, this month by its microcosm nature that force us to wake up to some aspect of ourselves that we have been neglecting or overlooking and begin to cultivate and develop it. We may find ourselves in situations where the only person that we can rely on is ourselves, and it is sort of like do or die. Universe is forcing us now to cultivate our inner resources, Uranus and Taurus, to gain success and abundance, those Taurus themes. And it may strip away, perhaps suddenly, with it being Uranus and Taurus and the sun, this new moon being in square to Uranus and Taurus, it may suddenly strip away the things and the people we have relied on in the past for comfort or security or financial abundance, financial resources. Out of a resistance or fear or perceived inability to cultivate those resources on our own. Any internal lack that we may have been experiencing that caused us to surrender our power for external resources that sort of filled that void within us. That is not the direction that we are taking things anymore. That is not what universe wants us to do. And at this point in time, we may face some very difficult situations that really force us to stand on our own 2 feet and take control of our lives and decide what we're going to do, because we no longer can be in the situation where we are giving our power away based on a sense of lack. But simultaneously, universe is also trying to show us what we truly hold inside, the value of that, and the potential that we have to tap, harness, cultivate that, and use that to fill us up and provide that security, abundance, resources, material comfort that we had been seeking externally, maybe up until this point in time. We're taking our power back. And it's really like we're being pushed out of the nest this cycle, this go around. And now we have 2 choices. We can fly or we can fall. That's sort of how I'm perceiving this energy this month. We are in the air element. There is so much air energy. I mean, we still have a lot of Capricorn going on as well, but with the sun and the moon and Saturn all in Aquarius, the air sign, forming the square to Uranus, which rules like the ether, electricity, like things moving very quickly and rapidly through the air. We are very much so immersed in this air energy right now, and universe is asking us to start flying through it. And it's testing our progress. The Sabian symbol, the degree of this new moon, and I will get more into talking about the Sabian symbols as I get through the report, because they're adding a very beneficial layer of information about what is really going on with these aspects for this new moon. But the degree where the new moon itself is occurring today, 13 degrees of Aquarius, is a barometer. This degree is about gauging air pressure, right? Which is kind of funny to me, considering we're in this transitional period into the air element. How is all of this affecting us, and where are we at this point in time in our vibrational transition? Universe is testing our progress and where we're at in, being able to maneuver through the air in this new paradigm, these new frequencies at this point in time. Where are we at, and what are we really doing with what we have in the context of this new energy that's coming in? This is the month that we are truly finding our wings and learning to use them. Things that we've been awakening to or transitioning away from, breaking away from all year are likely to be highlighted this lunar cycle. As I said in the beginning, as this energy sort of mirrors the energy that we have been in throughout the course of this entire year. And universe is trying to align us with our authentic truth, remove our status quo from us, remove our comfort zone so that we have no choice and we can't fall back on it, and really forcing us to leap forward in a radically new direction based on that alignment to that authentic truth and our ability to trust ourselves, trust the process, and trust the universe's plan for us, and trust in our potential as well. We're in a cycle of grand rectification right now with Uranus, the grand rectifier planet, being so at play with the aspects that are in effect for this cycle. This month is, again, it's a microcosm of this year. Big changes, shocks, surprises, unexpected events that shake us to our core and radically shift our perspective or our trajectory moving forward. It will also be a cycle of internal reintegration of the divine feminine and the divine masculine archetypes within us, creating a sense of greater inner wholeness, balance, value, strength, courage, endurance, and ultimately creativity. This is energy that is supporting and helping us to birth our creative potential moving forward, and will peak with the new moon in Pisces that will be coming up next month. That's when this energy will really peak, and we will really begin to feel that sense of inner wholeness and peace and courage and strength and endurance and ability and creative capacity to actually do it. That's all coming this month. We are in the process of gaining that this month with Mars and Venus in a conjunction basically all month, moving towards that new moon in Pisces, where they will come together to a conjunction with Pluto at the moment of the new moon in Pisces, and we will really gain this tremendous sense of internal wholeness, balance, and self-empowerment that will spur this rebirth and this ability to create from authentic potential in a way that we've probably never experienced before. But this energy is helping us to birth that creative potential now, and this cycle is also leading to a massive amount, like I said, of self-empowerment and standing in our power through the combination of the mind, the heart, and the will coming together and being infused with this sense of self-empowerment. This same energy also presents a massive opportunity to birth that creative potential, to actually begin to do it, to form, to create, to structure, to bring into physical reality, to manifest through the synastry of that empowered mind, heart, and will working together, leading to this rebirth of ourselves that is coming, that we've been in the process of, and also our reality as a result of that. Yes, the structures, the old established ways, our comfort zones, the ways that we are used to in comfortable things being done and doing things might be falling away now. There may be more attempts to control this birthing process, the birth of this creative human potential that is about to just explode through, more taxes, more regulations, potentially more rules, restrictions, like stuff like that. But it's not something that we need to put our energy into or really fear or worry at this time, because nothing can stop what's coming. Nothing can stop what's coming and nothing can stop what's happening now as we close out this lunar cycle. There are unlimited opportunities for abundance and success right now. Information and experience are the new currency. We create our own opportunities. We create our own abundance through the tapping of our own potential. The ability for us to transcend difficulties is tremendous right now, you guys. And we are in a month and a year of miracles. And 2022, that is going to be another year of miracles. So no matter, what difficulties we encounter this cycle at this period of time, we have to remember that what truly holds the power right now is the strength of the human mind, the passion of the human heart, and the power of the human will in combination together with the faith that we have in the divine and our connection to God and spirit. That is where the power is now to create and manifest. Things trying to limit that process that aren't in alignment with integrity for the purpose of power and control, anything trying to restrict or restrict authentic potential will fail, will backfire every time now going forward because of the shift in vibration that we are in our paradigm at this point in time. And it will only serve to spread awakening and awareness of it will only backfire. It will only serve to spread awakening and awareness of the truth of whatever is trying to be diminished or pushed down or hidden or constricted or limited at this point in time. This month is also giving us an opportunity to really merge with this new world energy and begin to work with it. The Aquarian frequencies are very strong right now, and especially moving throughout the course of this cycle. Telepathy, sudden downloads, instant knowing, the power of the mind to create reality, an immersion in all of the strange and the mysterious, the woo, revolutionary ideas, new technology, and ways of healing, magnetism, ether science, ether, however we want to say it, ether science, solving big problems with ingenious solutions, and creation through authentic potential, embracing uniqueness and the power of the individual contribution to the overall good, the overall whole, and what we receive back as a result of that. All of these themes are things that we have at our fingertips this cycle, and they will be the building blocks moving forward. And it's a good opportunity this cycle to really begin engaging with these different Aquarian vibrations that we have in abundance and that are guiding our way forward at this point in time. There are likely to be a lot of secrets and long hidden things revealed this cycle as well that transforms a lot for us in our lives and also shifts power dynamics. Mercury and Pluto have been together for, a little while because of Mercury's retrograde process. We're having Mercury retrograde. Mercury's going to go direct this cycle, come back and conjunct Pluto again for the third time. When Mercury comes and conjuncts Pluto for the third time this cycle, this is going to be some massive secrets revealed that really has a profound and transformative effect on our mind and on the way that we relate to power internally and externally. It's going to be kind of a profound awakening in that context that we have coming at us this month as well. Humanity is being forced to self-empower and authentically create on an individual level now, while the old ways break down and fall away. And that is basically the gist of the transits that we have going on. And again, like I said, take this whole year, take the context of this whole year and everything that's transpired throughout this year and sort of jam it into this next lunar cycle. And it's probably a pretty good indication of just like the types of vibes that we can like perhaps expect. With the new moon in a square to Uranus, expect the unexpected. Nothing is certain, but we can be pretty sure that there are likely definitely to be some big upheavals in regards to long established systems of power and control with all of these planets in Capricorn right now. Perhaps some big upheavals in terms of financial markets, economies, resources, supply chains, material comforts, material goods, also food sources. Food is ruled by Taurus as well. And we're likely to experience a lot of loss during this cycle with the North Node in the trine to Pluto. But everything we lose is almost for the purpose of allowing us to move forward in a way that helps us come into who we are truly meant to be and follow the path that is leading to our highest potential and activating our destiny. We're losing the things at this point in time that are no longer meant for us and that are holding back and restricting our ability to align with our true potential, which is what universe wants us to do. The age of Aquarius happens. We create it by becoming it, essentially. We become the water bearer, each of us individually, and what we pour out, we're pouring into someone else's cup, and then they're giving back to us as, like the law of the resonance principle or the law of attraction. What we give, we receive. And this is coming from a place of self-understanding and self-empowerment and information, like I've mentioned, being the new currency, and basically our ability to tap and cultivate our own resources, serve the greater good from that authentic place, and then receive back in a way that really can fill our own cup with what provides us our unique individual sense of that authentic fulfillment and abundance. We're creating heaven on earth through the process of creating the age of Aquarius. We're entering a new golden age, even though it seems like everything is falling apart around us. And we just need to keep that in mind. And we're very supported in this process. We're in a year of lost opportunities regained. We're being called back into our origins and being asked to tap into what we've always had within us and our strengths and our talents and our gifts and our abilities, because each of us is created with a unique universal blueprint and holds a potential that is totally individually unique to us. And if we don't activate that, then the entire collective of humanity is always missing that piece. And there's too many pieces that have been missing, and it's become an inversion of everything that this life experience perhaps is meant to be. And things are being rectified right now, and we are coming back into our internal wholeness, our internal self-empowerment, recognizing the truth of the value that we hold inside of us, cultivating that, tapping into that, and using that to give to the world so that we can receive that which will provide true fulfillment and abundance according to our personal version of that in our lives going forward. So let's talk about the Sabian symbols now, because they are also telling a very specific story about what is the story that is going along, I guess, with the aspects that are unfolding today. So number one, like I said, we have the sun and the moon coming into an alignment at 13 degrees of Aquarius today. That Sabian symbol is a barometer. So I just feel like this is funny. Like this is like universe actually gauging the air pressure. Like are they in the like, how is the Aquarian air pressure at this point in time? Is it too much? Can they match it? Are they recalibrated enough to be able to synthesize with it? Like really giving us a check to where we're at in terms of these new air vibrations and air frequencies, these Aquarian, like the resonance of the Aquarian age that's coming in right now. Position of the sun and the earth. So, I just find that to be like kind of funny that that's the way that universe did that this time around, because that is really what is going on with the aspects as well, with this square to Uranus and the conjunction to Saturn. We have the earth today, the position of things on the ground, always in a polar opposition to the sun at 13 degrees of Leo, an old sea captain rocking on the porch of his cottage. This degree to me is about reflecting on the past and our experiences and all that we have accomplished, conquered, and overcome while we were traversing the water, while we were navigating the water. An old sea captain in our experience coming out of our life in the watery realms of the Pisces paradigm, which we are transitioning out of now. So while universe is sort of taking the temperature on where we're at in our transitional process into these air frequencies and vibrations represented by the age of Aquarius, on the ground, we may really be reflecting on everything that has brought us to this point. Like I said, what we've conquered, what we've overcome, what our experiences have been, what we've accomplished, and what we are ready to move on to now at this point in time based on that. We have Mercury today at 25 degrees of of Capricorn, retrograde, a store filled with precious oriental rugs. Mercury being at this degree, I feel like this is talking about us also realizing or reevaluating with Mercury retrograde how powerful the contents of our mind really is in creating, forming, manifesting Capricorn, our reality at this point in time, a store filled with precious oriental rugs. What value do we hold in our mind, and how can we tap that to create resources that can provide us value or abundance externally as well? We have Venus at 12 degrees of Capricorn. She has been at this degree for quite a while, stationed direct at this degree, and will be here until February 4th. A student of nature lecturing, revealing little known aspects of life or reality. I'm not sure which one it is. Basically the same. But anyways, Venus at this degree has been all about us reevaluating and becoming aware of what we truly want, what we truly desire, what we may have been overlooking in terms of our value systems, and what we truly hold precious and dear to us, how we want our relationships to be going forward, what we will and will not accept any longer, the boundaries that we will set for ourselves with Venus being in Capricorn. And at this degree, really coming into a revelation of these things. A student of nature lecturing, revealing little known aspects of reality. We are having revelations about things that we may have overlooked or not even perceived before, but now we're realizing they're very important to us. We have Mars today at 6 degrees of Capricorn. 10 logs lie under an archway leading to darker woods. We have the resources that we need in abundance, actually. We've got 10 of them to light our way through the darkness. And this can also be, we may have been carrying a very heavy load, but we still have the tools and the resources that we need to light our way through the rest of the darkness that we may have to traverse as we are on this journey, this hero's journey, this healing journey, back into wholeness, back into self-empowerment, and aligning with that authentic truth that is representative of these air Aquarian frequencies and vibrations that we are merging and integrating with at this point in time. We have Jupiter today. Oh my God, I love Jupiter at this degree. I almost named this report this Sabian symbol because I really feel like this is the entirety of this chart wrapped up in 1 degree. 8 degrees of Pisces, where Jupiter is today, a girl blowing a bugle. That's really how I'm seeing this. It's like there's a galactic bugle blowing right now, indicating that we are about to start something really huge and everyone sort of needs to pay attention. It is the Great Awakening. This is the Great Awakening cycle of the Great Awakening year, and a girl in heaven is blowing a bugle to announce it today. So it really is a very significant cycle that we're in right now in the context of this transition into the age of Aquarius. We also have Saturn in the conjunction to the Sun in the square to Uranus, 16 Aquarius, a big businessman at his desk. Again, the girl is blowing the bugle, and there's a big businessman at his desk. We are getting down to business. Things are serious right now. We are not playing around. We are not being entertained by frivolous things at this point in time. It's happening. We're taking it seriously, and we're getting down to business in terms of these awakenings and this breakthrough and this realignment and this transformation. We have Uranus, our major player planet of the day, of the year actually, and of the month, 11 degrees of Taurus right now, a woman sprinkling long rows of flowers in her garden. We are cultivating our own inner flowers, our own inner beauty. And that is really what has been going on throughout the course of this year as well, as we've been going through this process and really recognizing, tapping into that creative potential. And we've been starting to grow it, cultivate it, nourish it, so that when the time is right and our flower is ready to bloom and we are ready to step back into our power, we've already done the work to prepare underneath the surface. We have Neptune at 22 degrees of Pisces, a prophet bringing down the new law from Sinai. Again, we are being immersed in these new energetic laws of reality. We are transitioning ages into the age of Aquarius, this air paradigm where the mind and the thoughts are really fundamental in what is unfolding for us in our lives. And Neptune, the spiritual planet in Pisces, the sign that rules the spirit world, and at this degree, the prophet bringing down the new law. There is a new spiritual universal law that is coming down to earth right now, and we are being immersed in it as we are being immersed in these new Aquarian frequencies, because they are really synonymous and one and the same. And now is the time when we are learning how to really use them and navigate in them, and how to fly again. We have Pluto 27 Capricorn, a mountain pilgrimage. These transformations are not going to be easy, but they are going to elevate us to a whole different level and give us an entirely different viewpoint and perspective on reality. We have the North Node right now at 29 degrees of Taurus. Two cobblers working side by side at a table. To me, this degree is all about the path forward, having to do with us co-creating with God and universe, our experiences, our circumstances, our lives, and our abundance. Learning to co-create, learning the manifestation process. That is where the North Node is right now. And in Taurus, talking about the process of growing, cultivating, creating as well. And the South Node at 29 degrees of Scorpio right now, an Indian woman pleading to the chief for the lives of her children. This degree to me has to do with releasing the power and control others have had to determine our personal creative potential and success. And this is where the South Node is, which is what we are releasing, what we are moving away from. And for this new moon, while we are about to be on the brink of